Alrighty. Howdy, howdy, howdy on a Sunday evening. It's, the show with no name, the unnamed show, the show that can't figure out what it is. I don't know. It's a show. It's a show. And of course, there's Laura Clemens from the howdy from the other side of the continent. Well, sort of, kind of. You're in the mitten state, so. We are here to hopefully enlighten you, enthrall you, educate you, and entertain you. Hopefully, not in that order. Hopefully. Okay, we're just kind of hanging out there. Hey, we don't know what we're going to talk about, so if you happen to come across the show while you're searching around for something to listen to on Spreaker, pop yourself in the chat room and say hey, and if you're going to leave, say hey and leave. I don't, hey, it's one of those. So what's on your mind, Laura?
My head.
Okay. I think your head's on your shoulders, but that's okay.
No, that's my neck.
Ba-dum-bump, yes. Yes, I took anatomy in school, too. I kept trying to figure out what the heck was below my waist, but,
Yeah, I mean, not much really here. I was enjoying the cooler weather and trying to get motivated to clean my apartment.
Oh, you got cool weather there. Yay.
Cooler, not cold, but cooler. No 100-degree days right now. We're in the 70s at the moment. So.
Oh my God, we'll just move back there. Okay, we'll just.
So with my idiot loud neighbors, I'm can't even enjoy it by having my windows open because they let their obnoxious little snot-nosed brats outside to scream and screech all day. So I gotta keep my windows shut up.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't scream at them. Yeah, well, you could, but.
Oh, I could. I know. I bang on the window and glare at them until they scatter like roaches.
Just open up the window.
People, I do like children. I don't want that. I don't want to come out that I don't. I love children. Yeah. I don't like the obnoxious little snot-nosed brats that live in my complex here, where the parents just dump them off in the vacant lot behind my apartment and just let them go all day, screaming.
Yeah.
Today, one of them had a guitar.
Oh, my God.
And I couldn't see which one, but they thought they could play and they didn't. And I banged on the window and it stopped for a little while. And then like an hour later, I just looked at my cat. Like, I swear to you, baby, if they don't stop, I'm going to go down and I'm going to shove that guitar up his ass. And within like 5 seconds, they weren't playing anymore. They didn't hear me because I was in my apartment.
Yeah, yeah. You like kids. You really do.
I do. I love kids.
Yeah.
I blame the parents more because kids are kids and they're going to do what kids are going to do if they don't have any discipline. So. You
like kids, skewered over a barbecue pit. Is that right?
Well, look at a little bit of barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah. I like marinara.
Cilantro.
Cilantro. Hey, yeah, let's throw that on there, too. No, I like kids, too. I love my nieces. I myself, you and I, neither one of us have children.
That we didn't want to, before people automatically assume that because I'm in my 40s, you're not, assume that because we're a little older, we don't want children.
No, I've known guys in their 50s, like 51, 52, having their first kid, and they're going, damn, if I knew it was this good, I would have done it earlier. I'm like, well, what happened? It's like, I had a kid. It's like, whoa, okay. And your whole life changes. I've talked to older parents, like Tony Randall, or the late Tony Randall was like 67.
In his 70s.
Yeah, when he had a kid. And it's like the best thing. I mean, when you're older, and older parents that I've talked to said the same thing. They're just like, damn, if I knew it was this good, I shouldn't have waited. And it's like,
I didn't wait on purpose.
No, me neither. I just, whoops. Oh, somebody's trying to call in. Hang on. Oops. Are you there? Whoops, hang on. Just hold on to your horses. I know I cut somebody off. Hang on. God, I'm just... oh, God. There you are. Are you there?
I am.
You are? Okay. Yeah, somebody was trying to call in, and for some reason I cannot figure out how to make the thing work. Oh, there was a problem. Hold on while we'll try to... Okay, and let me do this. Hello.
That's weird.
Whoa, what? Ooh.
My phone is still dialing you.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're going to get voicemail.
What the shit? Hold on. Let me call in again, okay?
Okay, you betcha.
I'm going to hang up.
Okay.
Who was that?
That was Nicole. She's very boisterous. She's sweet. She's wonderful. But okay, she's trying to call back in. So anyway, yeah, I love kids, but they can be real pains in the butt. I understand that because I was a kid too. You know, I mean, yeah, talk about a royal pain, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Kids, I mean, to me, just my view, kids need discipline. And I'm not just talking about, hey, 1, 2, 3. I'm not talking about that, no. I'm talking about hold their hand, walk them through the store, don't let them act like freaking animals. Okay. I don't know about you, but my mama held my hand. My grandma, went to the store. My aunt held my hand and had the cart, and that's where I stayed.
Well, when I was younger, I could go off a little bit because that's before you had to really worry about some freak stealing your children. My mom would leave me on the Barbie doll aisle, my brother on the Hot Wheel or model aisle, and we would be there the whole entire time and not go anywhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
And if we wanted to, we would go and ask. We didn't just leave that aisle. We knew exactly where my mom was.
Okay. Okay, there's Nicole. You're back.
That's the weirdest thing. No. Actually, the weirdest thing. Okay, I'm going to digress for a moment just to tell you a story. Okay, your friend from that other radio show, there's another one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, my phone, and I don't know, me and Skype, and we already had some weird issues with my phone and Skype. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I hate Skype.
Oh, yeah.
I actually like it a lot, but a couple of days ago, it randomly called him.
What?
And he was, I'm so sorry, it randomly called him. I'm so sorry, I wasn't able to get back to you. Is there anything that you need? I'm like, no, I didn't even call you. And I looked through my log. It called him for like a minute.
Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness.
So my phone is possessed.
Possessed? Hell. Oh, my God.
I was possessed. Remember the message it left you? Possessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swear.
Oh, yeah, Laura, I forgot. Did I tell you about that? I mean, her phone dialed Skype, and there was a little voice message, and all it said, it sounded like it said something. Like,
somebody said, help me, or something me?
Yeah, something me. It's really, really strange. I still have it. So.
That is weird. No, you
you gotta say it. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's the weirdest freaking thing. As soon as I find it, I'll...
log on to Skype.
Yeah, I know. I'll try to find it and download it and all that. And if I can't, it is the weirdest thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Microsoft took over Skype, so obviously there's going to be changes.
Why do you think I got a Sony PlayStation? Thank you.
It's kind of like Laura. It's kind of like Justin butt dialing you.
Right.
Oh, in this day and age, I still cannot believe people are butt dialing. Seriously.
I know.
Well, a lot of it is because of the touch screen.
Oh,
because he does he locks his computer, but
I lock my
every
touch
once
screen.
in a while it's something else. He'll be doing something else and touch screen, and I'll get calls at 4:00 in the morning while he's at work, and then I'll threaten to kill him when I see him.
Oh yeah, I get butt dialed at least twice a week. I'm like, don't you people lock your screens off you?
Oh. Now, if it comes from your phone on your phone, yeah, there's a problem.
That hasn't happened yet, thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah. Then your phone is completely possessed.
I already know that whenever you play that for me. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. It's weird. Once I'll find it. It's under your name here on Skype, and I'll play it. It's my
Just
God.
Weird. It's not even my voice.
Yeah. It almost sounded demonic, really.
Really? You think so? I was just creeped out by the whole thing. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah. Shoot.
I remember that night I was here at my mother's house and I did not have Skype even on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just strange. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. So go ahead. View old messages. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. Stuff like that happens a lot, man. It's like, Laura, you and I could be talking about something paranormal. We can be talking about birds and trees and school, and then we get on the paranormal thing, and all of a sudden, poop, something happens.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It used to happen a lot, a lot. We would get disconnected, or when we used to talk on Yahoo Messenger, we would get disconnected.
Oh, I deleted that.
Oh, yeah.
POS thing.
Yeah, the also on Blog Talk, we would do the same thing, talk about paranormal, and about halfway through the show, boop, get disconnected.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, the only problem I have is my phone suddenly drains. Dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Full charge, everything dead.
Speaking of draining, I don't know why that reminded me of this. We went up to Virginia City yesterday, and we went to the Washoe Club, and Richard, who's the founder of Empathic Paranormal, was there, and he works there. He guides people on the tours and stuff. And we went upstairs. Scott, the owner, has had the county come along and say, you can't have people up there, got to fix it up. Okay, blah, blah, blah. He spent money and got all that fixed it up. And now it's somewhat, they got floors there so people can walk around.
So you don't pop through? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And the tour guide, that it wasn't Richard, it was somebody else, had a K2 meter. We walked in 3 separate rooms, and that thing went crazy. So we're like, oh crap, okay. there was someone up there.
That you can see them.
Yeah, we walked into the one room, and the guy didn't even say anything. I said, I feel really pissed in this room. And he goes, well, and then all the other people that were on the tour came in. And he goes, yeah, this is the room in 1990 where a guy committed suicide and died. And and I'm going, no wonder I feel pissed. And it's like, he was looking around. He was there. He's looking around at all the live people going, what the hell are you doing here? Get out of here. I'm not talking to you. Get that, whatever. And so, yeah, get
out of my space.
Yeah, exactly. And we walked around, went to what Zach and them referred to as the ballroom. It's not. It was like a poker room and other things. And,
well, it's probably a ballroom back in the day, though.
Yeah, well, it was to a certain extent, but there were
kind of a saloon room, maybe.
Well, but he was.
Well, ballrooms to us is different than it was back then, though.
Yeah, exactly. And the tour guide said, these mine owners made millions and millions of dollars without ever getting gold out of the mines or without ever lifting a finger. and money was made on speculation. Yeah, money was made on speculation. And when it all ran out in the late 1800s, they all took their money and went back to San Francisco. So, if he told us, I'd laugh.
Yeah, that's the big bankers right there.
Oh yeah, I mean they're still doing it. They were doing it back then. They're still doing it.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was the whole place. The whole.
I couldn't hear her. She kicked completely out.
What's that?
Hello?
Hello. Oh, that's weird. See?
Uh-oh.
Who's all there?
Hi?
Who's all there?
Hello.
Wow.
Hello.
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 Wayne?
Wow, you lost him.
Well, I hope you can all still hear me. I don't know if I'm even on. That's what Skype does. And so anyway, Hello?
Hello. I got completely shut out.
You did? Well, so did Laura. So,
Yeah.
what happened? Hello? Oops. Hey.
Hey.
You there?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
I don't know. That's what happens with Skype. You get too many people on, and there was only 2, so who knows? Hold on.
Well, Diana's been on with us before, and it doesn't do that.
I know. That's weird. I know.
But I'm on you. I'm not.
Okay, hello. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm cussing on air, and this is just really strange. I don't know. It's getting really bad. Hello.
No more paranormal talk.
Laura.
Hello.
Come to the
Whoops.
phone right now. If you leave your name and your
Oh, hold on. No, what? Ah. Okay. Let's try this again. Button, who has the button? Okay, one more time. Third time's a charm.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, no more paranormal talk. And there we go.
And there we who go. What or where?
Okay. You suddenly went blank again.
No, I'm still here.
No, on my end.
Oh, weird. Okay.
No more spooky spook.
Okay. Laura, are you there?
Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
I mentioned third and suddenly I can't hear nobody.
No talking paranormal talk, I guess.
Don't do that. Because that's what screwed it all up for me.
See what I
Just
mean?
that one. Oh my god, everybody hung up. What the hell?
See what I mean? We start talking spooky crap, and all of a sudden, crap goes to crap. So, oh boy. Anyway.
I'm not in my house because the actual stuff going on, okay?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. So yeah. So you all, both of you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. Right on. Okay. See, folks, crap happens, and I don't know, man. Come on. So, talk about the weather. That may not cause any problems.
Oh my
I don't know.
god, I don't know because the weather is freaking hot here, thank you. Oh my god.
86 here right now.
96, thank you.
Yeah.
About 79 here.
So. Oh God.
I don't like you.
Well, it's going to get hotter then here, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So anyway.
Where is that?
God. What?
Laura.
Michigan.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
It's home.
Yep, that's where
Yeah,
Wayne's
yeah.
family's, part of Wayne's family's from,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
came from there. Way up in the Yooper up there where they talk like Canadians.
Oh,
Some of the
like
Yooper.
Minnesota and Wisconsin? No.
Up there in Wisconsin also.
Oh,
Yeah, right over the bridge. They don't all of them don't talk like Yoopers, but but the deeper you get into the UP, then they do.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like Fargo.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Yeah.
know about you. And then I tell them I'm like, Wisconsin for like a week.
Oh my God. Yeah, so okay. Shall we attempt this again? No. Anyway.
Okay, so you went with Zach and the
Yeah.
whole...
We were at the Washoe Club and stuff, and it was a whole different feel from 2 years ago. Whole different feel. So
Well, yeah, it would work.
yeah, it was. There were certain parts that were calmer, not much activity, but then it's like you open it up and it's like, okay, now you know where all the activity is, and it's really tough, man. I'll tell you, it's a different feel, totally different feel to it.
Wow, I'd like to go up there just because, it's been so long since I've been to the Washoe Club.
Oh yeah,
We're talking 15 years?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he said the last, it used to be apartments, but the last one was closed by the county in, I think, 90, after that guy killed himself or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
So, something like that. But, anyway.
I wonder if Zach will go back then.
Yeah, it's nice. The bar downstairs has been redone. Now there's
Really? I always liked that bar.
There's a museum in the back now full of Ghost Adventure stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The last one they showed when they went back again.
Yeah.
They've been back 3 times already.
Yeah.
By the way, I've met the people they always talk to, the man and wife team.
Oh, Mark and Debbie?
I've met them, yeah.
Yeah. Are they something?
They're very interesting. Yeah, I love it.
First time I met them, I saw Mark. I'm like, hey, Mark, how you doing? I introduced myself, and everything. Saw Debbie, and I looked at her. And I'm going, wow, she's a lot shorter in real life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't feel so. Yeah, I felt kind of tall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Laura, she's really tiny.
Yeah, I can tell by looking at her on the
on the show, yeah.
on the TV. Yeah.
Yeah, she's and the makeup.
Yeah.
She
and
got
the
her
crazy hair color.
Yeah, she got her makeup
love
from Tammy Faye or something like that. Holy crap! Love
I think
her
she's
though.
amazing.
She is amazing. She's just they're really good, cool people. They really are.
Believe it or not, I met them through Robert.
Oh yeah, yeah. That must have been before they became TV stars.
Yes. That was about 15 years ago.
Yeah. I met Zach and I met Nick, and it was strange when I first met Zach. I said, "Hey, Zach," and I introduced myself, Western Nevada Paranormal, and all that. He's like, "Oh, cool." And I said, "Well, what are you guys doing here?" And second time. It was the second time they were there. And
okay.
He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to go up there and provoke the hell out of him." I said, "Well, be careful, dude, man. Remember what happened at Mackey's, at Bobby Mackey, man."
Yeah.
He's like, he goes, yeah, I know.
They're a lot more mellow now. If you watch the newer shows.
Oh, yeah. He's much mellower. I mean, he went into the Silver Queen, and I guess he apologized to the
I was
spirit.
telling you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I was impressed.
Yeah, so.
Because he really went over the top. I was a little annoyed and almost didn't watch the show anymore.
Yeah.
I hadn't watched it in a while. I watched it because I saw the, a Virginia City show, so I was going back, and I thought it had been one I'd seen, and it was a new one.
Yeah.
And when I watch it now, I'm going back, and I've been, catching up on episodes because I was annoyed because he saw his first ghost in the town I'm from.
Oh, did he?
About,
I was wondering.
Where he says, I never believed in ghosts. I came face to face with one. It was in a town. If you watch the original documentary, he mentions the shipyard town of Trenton, Michigan. And his apartment building is kind of off the beaten path, and I didn't even know it was there. I remember seeing the original documentary going, okay, I've been in there, and I recognize the bridges from the park, but I do not recognize the apartment building. And I happened to be out that way about a year and a half ago, actually on my birthday, and my friend and I were walking around, and I happened to just turn to the side. I'm like, that's the apartment building.
Wow.
Oh,
Now I know how to find it. So they had the documentary on again last week, and I taped it so I could get a look at it again. So I told Wayne whenever he gets here, I'll take him to that park and show him where it is.
Oh, heck yeah. I want pictures. Hello.
Oh, yeah. By that time, I'll have a phone. I can just email them to you.
Hey, you know what? I keep telling you, come to PFE, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to get out there. We keep threatening to get out there, but,
I know. Yeah, you
Money.
gotta get a
I've known him 8 years, and he's been telling me since I've known him, I'm going to make it to Michigan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Who knows? I may show up at your door. Who knows? I just may be there in all my glory, and, it's just...
Good luck. Give me a call. I may have to tell you where to get a key, okay? I'm never home. I work a lot.
My key is. Yeah, but... Yeah, it's... oh, man. We were going to... now, I don't know. I'll let... Diana talk about this, but she's been, in the last several hours looking up information about a dream that she had, which doesn't feel to her like it was a dream.
Yeah.
So
what happened?
What? Yeah, there's a lot more to it. It's detailed, but she's over on the other side of the room downloading.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's looking for art stuff. But yeah, it's I've had dreams where they're not dreams. I've searched records and books, and I said yes, that's where it was, and I'm going okay, because for me, about 8, 9, 10 years ago, whatever it was, when I was in California. Reincarnation, I was still on the back burner about it. The jury was still out, and I had no idea until certain little things began to happen. And I'm like, and they've been happening all my life, and it's kind of like brushing them off. Finally, I just went, oh, screw this. I'm going to go look this up. This is interesting. And I would, and then I'd see something in a book or in a records or something, and I'd go, oh, holy crap. And it's like, was I don't. What? You're breaking up really bad. Did you?
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah, you just broke up really bad there. Uh-oh. Did you go away? Or did the phone die? That's strange. It happens. No big deal. It's frustrating. I know. Been there, done that myself. So it's okay. If you hang up, call. There you go. I was going to say, if you hang up and call back in, it'd be cool. But yeah, has that ever happened to you, though?
What's that?
Just when you have a dream and you're going, God, this feels so real, and then you go look stuff up, or you come.
Well, all dreams feel real.
Yeah.
Because you're dreaming. You don't realize. That's why usually when you realize you're dreaming, you wake up.
Yeah.
But I think most of the time dreams are just dreams. They feel real, but that doesn't mean that they are.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of them are messages, yes, but I think that they are. I'd say about 99% of the time just a dream.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is messages from the other side. But I think a lot of it is our own subconscious working through things too.
Oh yeah.
Like when we dream about houses. Houses represent us.
Yeah, I do. For that part of it, yeah. I call it mental defragging. Mm-hmm. Because you're literally taking all the stuff.
That's a very good way to put it.
Yeah, and you're putting everything back where it needs to be, but then there's those that seem out of place or out of time or out of just out of that whole realm of just putting everything back in a file where it belongs. It's just doesn't fit anywhere.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's an excellent way to put it.
Yeah, and it's just those. I've looked on several issues like my, I totally believe in reincarnation and past life. Absolutely.
I'm getting there.
And I've checked a lot of things, and I've looked at a lot of records, and even here when I was living in Reno before, I would go to the library and say, okay, now I got to look here, I got to start here, I got to do that, and I would find stuff, and sometimes you're going, really? Okay, is my mind just playing tricks on me? Is this not, what's going on? Hang on. Let me see if we can do this again. Hello? Hi. Wow, that was weird.
Oh my God, it's still ringing you.
Oh my God.
She's still breaking up pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, you're on your cell phone. That's right, yeah. Okay.
Huh.
That's weird. Shows you're on, but you're not saying nothing.
Me or her?
Her.
Okay.
Weird. Okay. But yeah, it's just one of those things where nothing fits, but then I've checked stuff, and my mind is going, well, is it not, is it not, playing that type of game with me. But then the more I dig and the more that I look, the more that I see that there's, certain things happening that are certain things that are recorded that I'm going, wait a minute, this, you hear something or see something and you get the chills and you're like, ooh, vibes, that whole thing just hit me every time I read stuff and I'm just like, okay, that must be something. So I'm going to keep digging and find out. And sure enough, found out a lot that way. Okay.
Well, when I have a crazy dream, I'll talk to you about it. Because sometimes, you have an idea.
Yeah. Okay, are you back and your phone okay?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Skype hates you, apparently. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. My Skype is, flipping out for some reason over here, too. Weird. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, Nicole. Don't know if it's your cell phone or what, but if you can plug it into the wall and put some power to it, that might work. I don't know. That worked for me at one point. So, hey, it might work for you. So, I'm going to hang up on you. No offense. There you go. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's just strange. I mean, I never believed in reincarnation until digging down into those little areas. It's like one thing would lead me someplace else, and then other things would lead me someplace. And it's like, wow, you know. And again, you know, I think, is this real? Is this not real? Is it, what's going on, you know? And I just, you know, you have to sit there and go, now, wait a minute. If this, and this adds up to this, okay. You know, I'm not going to deny it, you know, so it's kind of weird. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Let's try. Fourth time works? Apparently not. You come on, I hear my echo, and then all said nothing. Don't know. Hey, sit back, enjoy the show. There you go there. For right now, sorry, hung up on you. I enjoy.
What a process.
I know, it's just so strange. And I bet if we talked about anything else, it'd be fine. I really do believe that it would be really good. But
have you watched the Dead Files?
No, not yet. I keep hearing.
You know, I saw my first episode ever. Basically, it's really cool. Basically, it's like an ex-New York detective and a psychic, and they work independently of each other on the same case to the end of it. You know, he does the investigation, finding out what happened in the house, what's been going on, the history of the home or the location, and then after that, she goes in and does like a walkthrough and stuff, and then they sit down with the client at the end at the same time, and they reveal everything. It was really, really good. But today it was kind of weird. I was just sitting there, and I'm watching the show because I had taped it on Friday and hadn't watched it, and looking at my DVR, and I'm just sitting there today. And for some reason, the name Charlotte popped into my head.
Oh, wow.
No particular reason. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm watching it. And then what they do is when they're about to talk to somebody, they flash their name up.
Yeah.
And within, like, a minute of me thinking the name Charlotte popped up on the screen for somebody they were getting ready to talk to.
Oh.
And I'm like, I jotted it down so I would remember to tell you.
Right. That's weird.
I thought so too. Cause why would I think the name Charlotte? You know, that's not a name that I would normally think of.
Yeah.
I gotta tell Wayne that one.
Yeah. That's strange.
I thought that was different. Yeah.
That's really strange. Wow. Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, I can watch programs like that. We don't have a TV now, but we watch programs online, and it's like, you know, certain programs like that, it's like, I don't want to call it deja vu or premonition. It's more like I know what's going to happen next, and sure enough, in a way, it happens the same, you know, in the way that I thought it would, and I'm like, okay, that's just too damn weird.
That's how it felt for me. It was just
it's odd, yeah. So anyway, you want to take a break or something? And
yeah.
Oh, okay, because, you know, Mother Nature calls. So, but it's not going to be long. It's about a minute and a half, minute 40, something like that. So we shall be back. We're going to go grab some drinks or something, and, you know, I'm a teetotaler, so I may go get tea. I don't know. Anywho, I'm not bound by a network, so, you know, hey, I can take a break whenever I want. So anyway, hey, we're going to get out of here for about a minute and 40, and we shall be back, and this is the show with no name.
Yeah, I'm going to use the facilities as well. Might as well while you are. So.
Yeah, you betcha. Okay, we shall return right after this. The people of the world are bound by the collective mindset of the true controllers of the United States of America and the rest of the world. The chains of tyranny are being tightened around the liberties and freedoms of free societies. It is the obligation and the duty of those that seek to adhere to the principles of our founding fathers to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights from enemies foreign and domestic. We the people have the power. We have the ability to change the direction of our lives. We have the ability to get the word out to others that we must rise, stand, and defend our families and friends from the onslaught of the leaders that want tyranny in the United States of America. We the people have the power. We are America. The views expressed Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Spreaker.com. We're back after all the technical snafus. Only 2/3 of us are back, but anyway. Yeah, that's weird. It's odd how that works. I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on. But Skype is being, well, a bear. So there you go. Yeah, so what we were talking about, reincarnation.
Yeah.
Let me turn the music down. There we go. It's gone. Okay. Yeah, it's really odd. I mean, even when I see stuff like when we had cable, I would watch TV on Discovery, Learning Channel, all that, and see places, you know, like Egypt or other places, and I'm going, ooh, I got a weird feeling about that place. You know, and it's just odd. I don't know what that is. I mean,
that is weird.
Yeah, you've had that happen there, right, in town?
Oh, sure.
It's you go someplace and you're like, oh, okay. You get little willies, you're just like, oh, willies, okay, hey.
Yeah.
Nicole's trying to call back in. Let me see what happens. Hey there. Hey there.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Did you get my text?
I'm looking and I see nothing, so I don't know what the heck's going on.
Beautiful. I just shut down everything, and then my phone exactly shut down, and no, it's not dead.
Oh, okay.
My entire phone shut down.
Wow.
You have googled my computer, my phone, again.
Jeez.
With your paranormal app, and I denied it.
Yeah, for some reason your phone's breaking up. I don't know why.
Well, you guys have fun. Obviously, I have devil issues in my phone.
You gotta lay it on.
We'll have to do this again, so we can actually have a chance to chat.
Yeah. You need to lay it on the table and say, "Be gone" or something. You know, do your
I'm in a Catholic house. You'd think there'd be no devil here.
Give it an exorcism.
Yeah, it's like, wait.
I can take out their tap water because according to them, it's all holy once it comes out. You know.
I know. Yeah. If you got a picture of the Pope, just lay it on the phone. It'll be fine.
I do
laying hands on the phone.
Yeah. Laying of hands.
I do like 50 Bibles. And the second we mention Bibles, you're not cutting out.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, all right.
Like,
yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, you're cutting out too, so. For some reason, odd. It's
so
just
Bibles
clipping.
are here.
Yeah, it's just clipping. So, yeah. Okay.
We get a few words here and there, and that's it.
No.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this again. So.
Love you, miss you. It's nice meeting you.
Yes.
Nice meeting you too.
See you later.
Bye.
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 Ooh, bye. Right, bad right there at
Darn
the
it.
end too, man. That was strange. Yeah, and that happens. You know, I know that even on the home phone. Remember when was it on Blog Talk when Mike Brandel called in that one day? His phone was just like going completely nuts. But he also has, you know, that whatever jack, you know.
Well, no, not anymore. Now he's not even in Iowa anymore. He's with his family in North Carolina.
Oh, cool. North Carolina or Kentucky?
He has a regular old cell phone now.
Oh, okay. And you talk to him, right? How's he doing?
Frequently. Actually, he and his family are doing pretty good. He's been staying with his mom and dad, helping take care of her because she had to have hip surgery, and she has to go in and have her other hip taken care of in a couple of months. But they've been living basically in a 200 square foot type trailer, that you hook to a truck.
Oh,
but
wow.
they're kind of done with that, so they just got an apartment. So they got like a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment they're going to be moving to soon. So Mike will be able to have a bathroom, not have to go to a bathhouse to use the bathroom, and he'll have his own room and have a bed and not be sleeping on the table that you put the cushions on to turn into a bed.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, yeah, been there, done that. Oh boy.
Yeah, he has some other personal stuff going on that's not mine to share, but in general, I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He's talking about wanting to come here to Michigan to visit me too, but I don't believe any dang one of y'all, because y'all been saying that.
Y'all been, yeah.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Well, had to do the southern thing, as we're talking about, Brando being
Yeah.
in Kentucky. So.
Got them southern people down there. Anyway, I love doing voices. Can you tell? Yes. Thank you.
I actually drew up the other night that I was working on other voices, but it was weird because they were like voices that I've never done before, just coming out of me. And you were in the dream, you were fascinated by it. You tell me, well, where are those coming from? I'm like, I have no idea. Maybe other lives trying to get out, and you just look at me like, oh my God.
It's like, thank you very much. Yeah, it's weird because speaking of other voices and reincarnation, yes, see, look at that. I segued right back into it. I remember someone telling me, and I think Kim, this happened with Kim as well, but I remember now it's like ringing in my head. In California, somebody said that, I went off, like I was looking at him, talking to him normally, just like I'm talking to you, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, boop. They said I had a 1,000-mile stare, and I was talking to them in a totally different voice. I'm like, excuse me? What? And the other thing about that same type of thing happening was when I came up here in '88, when I moved up here, I was with my ex-wife's best friend at the time, and didn't really get over my ex at the moment. But anyway, at that time anyway.
First ex?
What's that? Yeah, my first
ex?
ex. Yeah, my first ex. And we were
together. So
together.
you were with her best friend?
Yeah, later. We were totally divorced at that time, whole 9 yards. Anyway, yeah, I was with her. Yeah, I was with her, and we were sitting talking. And she's like, well, what do you do? And I told her I've done some, I do psychic work. And all of a sudden, all I remember was replying to a question that she had, and about 15 minutes later, I looked at her and I go, what? And she's like, you don't remember what you just said for the last 15 minutes? I go, fill me in, refresh my memory. She's like, what? And I'm like, I'm serious, I don't know. And she's like, it wasn't your voice. And I'm like, what? What? And she goes, if I had a recorder, I would have recorded it. It wasn't. And I go, well, who was it? She goes, I don't know. It almost sounded like my grandfather, who has been dead for a while. And I'm like, wow. Okay. So little partial possessions like that really unnerve me. Even though I've been doing this for over 30 years, it still unnerves me when somebody just wanders on in and uses my body.
That's weird. That's the same with when I do my automatic writing. It's not my handwriting.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm, you've seen my handwriting because I've sent you birthday cards and different notes and stuff. And I have very neat handwriting, and my handwriting kind of lilts over to the right. Right. Well, the one time when I had the really lengthy automatic writing, it kind of went off over to the left, and I made letters in Z's and things, and I don't recall ever making them like that. Huh. And you remember and I read it to you, and there were words in it I had to look up because I'm a smart woman. I'm an English major. Yeah. But there were still words that I didn't know what the heck they meant because they were not of this time. Right. It was bizarre.
Yeah. I've noticed. Speaking of automatic writing, I know that right-handed people. I know left-handed people too, but who do automatic writing, and that's how they do. I do tarot cards, I do group readings, but I don't do automatic writing. Other people, that's what they do.
It's fun. Well, I did it
Yeah,
as part of an exercise for fun with like a thing through James Von Prague's website when Ghost Whisperer was still on.
Right.
You know, they had a psychic and this woman who specialized in that, walking you through techniques and that kind of stuff. And I thought it would be fun to do, and I've done it a couple other times. I've not done it since I've lived here because this apartment is so mellow and drama-free and eerily paranormally free, except for one or two little odd things like the throwing chapstick and a few things like that. And I'm trying to keep that way. This is my safe haven.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm going to do the automatic writing, I'll sometime maybe go to the park or something. So.
Yeah, I've known right-handed people, and when they do automatic writing, to write as if they're writing left-handed, but they're writing right-handed, and I'm like, what?
That's kind of what it looked like when I did it. It looked like I was writing with a different hand.
Kind of weird.
Because I walked my niece through it. You know, I got permission from her parents for that, you know.
Yeah.
And even her handwriting was different. And she's like, and at the time she was like 10 or 11, you know, she's 20 now, but she's like, Aunt Laura, I didn't write that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, baby, kind of.
Yeah. And it's always cool that parents, you know, and yes, parents, please, you know, don't suppress their gifts. If they say there's somebody in their room, go check it out. Go say hi. You know, figure out what they want.
Ask first.
Yeah, ask. Yeah, always ask first. But yeah, it's amazing because when I was younger, I was 8, 9 years old, seeing things before they happen, and I would tell my mom, and she's like, "Oh, it's just your overactive imagination. You're just a kid." Blah blah blah. That kind of thing. My grandmother wouldn't do that. She goes, "Well, here, dear," and I'm like, "Okay." And,
well, my grandmother tried it first.
Yeah.
But my mom never did. My mom was Native American. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got the great.
You think my dad would, with my dad being Army, but my dad, he never questioned my mom and her feelings and her intuitions, and never.
Oh yeah. I've only had a handful of people question anything intuitive that I brought to them, and they're like, "Yeah, you're crazy. Oh, all that voodoo crap." They would. That's what they would call it, voodoo crap. And things would happen to them, and then they come back to me going, "You told me that would happen, did you?" Yeah, you made that happen. No, I didn't. You did. It's circumstances beyond my control, and they're like, "Oh, and I'm like, "Well, you should have listened to me." So
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, you can't go back to the past and fix things, but you can always, prepare now for better tomorrow. So what the heck?
Oh, I like that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Very good thing. That was cool.
That just blurted out of my mouth. It came out of somewhere. I don't. But it's really strange when you talk to people and you're doing readings and you're doing automatic writing and you see this and I don't need tarot cards. I do use them, but I don't need them because.
Other people need them. They expect you to have some kind of crystal ball or something.
Yeah.
And so to get them to listen to you.
And I only use them for the benefit of the people I'm reading because they want to see something tangible.
Exactly. That's how
And so, but I don't need them. And it's really strange when people, walk away and Laura not Laura, got you on the brain here. Diana and Kim both have seen people walk out from having me do readings for them going, "Man, wow, he's really good. Wow." And I'm like, I was
readings on the phone too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's really strange. Somebody asked me once in an email, "Do you do email readings?" I go, "No, because I don't have a connection with people." But it's strange that once in a great while I get a flash of something in an email, and then I have to email them back, and it's really strange. It really is. But it's all energy. So if you get a vibe off of somebody and you see a picture in your head, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just.
I think you with me, you don't even have to do the tarot cards anymore because we've known each other for so long that it's like you're in tune with my family without,
Yeah, because they.
Because we'll be talking about something out of the blue, and you'll be, "Oh yeah, by the way, your mom says this."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or the one time you're like, "Your mom says you really should clean such and such part of your apartment." I'm like, "Really?"
And what do you say? "Okay, Mom."
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I've been on the phone with people when I was living in California. I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and I said, hey, it just, she was like she was upset with her ex and, really screaming and getting really wild. And I said, calm down for a minute. And she goes, oh, okay, and I helped her calm down. And then I said, what's going on in your closet? And she's like, would you stop doing that? And I said, no, because I have that skill of doing, like, moving stuff in other locations and little things. It takes a little energy out of me, but yeah, I don't do that anymore because, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've done that to me before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have told you at all that I had plans for the day or anything. And then I even wrote an article about this before I gather, Life with a Psychic Friend.
Yeah.
I would give you a call later and, not a plan to talk or anything, just call you, oh, yeah, how was Taco Bell?
Yeah.
What?
You're like, what? Yeah. Certain things, even you can talk to psychics locally there, or anybody for that matter who's been doing this a while. They'll tell you there's certain gifts that they develop that they don't use anymore, or they seldomly use because of certain things that have happened. That's pretty much how I am. I stick to the things I know that I can consciously and physically be able to control if something went wrong.
Exactly.
And all you would-be psychics out there, please, don't go overboard. Trust me. There is when the term bottomless pit comes around, yeah, pretty much believe it, because it's not fun.
Yeah.
Believe me. I'm laughing because I survived, but other than that, yeah, not a fun experience. But partial possessions are not fun either. So don't be like Derek Acora, who I have a great deal of respect for. Don't say, hey, use me. Don't do that, please.
No.
You'll wind up
I'd
spending...
be like, you stay the hell out of me, thanks.
Yeah, it's like, you'll spend the next, several hours going, I wasn't even here. What happened? And having people explain to you what happened, and you're like, I don't even remember any of it. Yeah, it's not fun. I like anybody in the physical wants to be in control of, they're, OCD about this and, whatever, you got to like your carpet a certain way, you like your glasses and, that kind of thing. You got a routine going on, right? And you like it. But when something like a partial possession happens and you have no idea what happened, that kind of makes you a little bit crazy.
I've never had that happen. I've had some freaky things happen, but, and like I said, the reincarnation, I am still... Yeah. I'm more believing of that thanks to Kim and some of the things that she explained to me, that before she'd ever met me, and said things to me that even you didn't know.
Yeah.
And then when she found the picture of who she thinks I was, it was shocking. Because even people I know who aren't believers in that, I'll show them the picture and they'll go, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw that, by the way, we're talking about the actress in the early 20s, Barbara Lamar.
Yeah, she was the first celebrity drug overdose death.
Yeah, it's like
19... Yay, me!
Yay, you! What a past life! Whoa. Yeah, and
I don't do drugs now. I don't even like to take Advil if I don't have to. So that says a lot.
Looking at the eyes of the picture of Barbara Lamar, I just sit there going, oh, holy crap.
It's like they plucked her eyes out of her head and shoved them into my face.
Yeah. And Kim...
Graphic, sorry, but that's just how it is.
I know, and Kim was saying that there are certain things, the reason why you have an eye problem now is there's certain things you don't want to see. And I don't blame you, but, that's her thing, and I've looked that up too, and I thought, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense, but, there's like me, my past life. I got a bad knee, my hand, my eyes, all that. It's like, yeah, did that come from a past life? Yes. Very graphic, in fact. And I'll go into that later on another show, but holy crap. I'm telling you, it does come, whatever happens in a past life, traumatically speaking, like you got shot or, run over, whatever it was, you will find it here in this life in some physical form in your body. And it's really, really strange why that happens. I still can't figure that out. There's theories abound, and I still can't figure out why that happens. But yeah, if you ever find yourself, in a shower and you're going, why do I feel like I'm in the, 18th century? Yeah, go check it out. Go read, I do have to say that Dr. Michio Kaku, one of the theoretical physicists out there, did say that there are nodes, little blankets of time that envelope each other at certain times. So we may be seeing something from, let's say, the 17 or 1800s in the same present time that we're in. And that's a theory that he has. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense too. Is it reincarnation? Is it deja vu? Is it what? I don't know. But strictly in the reincarnation arena, yeah, we have lived past lives. There's no doubt about that. But to what degree and can we believe it now? Do we research it now to find out? Yeah, we can do that. And if it plays out that we did have a past life, yippee, woo, great, but it's really strange. I mean, looking at Barbara Lamar and a picture of her and then you, and I'm going, let's see.
Yeah.
The facial features,
well, when I was thinner, especially, when my, had the higher cheekbones and that kind of stuff. But the eyes still.
I mean, that right there, it's. I mean, you can't deny that.
I need to get my picture software stuff together and get pictures and crop her eyes and crop mine into a photo and.
Yeah. And for some reason, Barbara Lamar was around the same time as William Randolph Hearst.
Mm-hmm. So a period of time that I'm fascinated by.
Yeah, exactly, and the Hearst Castle and all that, and
I've always been fascinated by the Hearst family. And that's a period of time, the clothing that I like, the architecture, and houses that I like, and it makes a lot of sense. And she never knew any of that about me.
No,
you never knew any of that about me.
No, not at all. Not at all. And Diana has this big fascination with Victorian wear and Prague.
Yeah, mine starts about the Victorian era, very late 1800s to early 1900s. I have the period of time in there, about right around 30 years, give or take, in that area.
Yeah. I mean, mine vary. I think one of the places that I feel more comfortable or more, I should say, I have more of an affinity to is like the old Renaissance, the days of what we would consider, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, Merlin, that era. And I just have a huge fascination with all that. It is history, and it does come from the area where my family is from, back in the 11th century. So it's just a huge fascination for me. So.
Yeah, my brother is very, 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 very fascinated by the Egyptian era. Yeah. Anytime there's any of that on TV, he has to see it.
Oh yeah, been there in a past life. Yes.
Yeah, I think he has too. Just like I think my nephew was alive during World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just that when we have a certain era that we have a strong feeling about, chances are. My theory, chances are we came from that era. Something happened at that point where either we are now living to learn a lesson of what happened or make amends or whatever, insert, purpose there. But it's just, I think that looking back on past lives really help us today.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I really do. I mean, even now, I mean, you can look back on your high school days and go, what lessons did I learn that I know now? What was worth that time to go through all of that for me to know what I know now? You know what I mean?
Hard for me to answer because I lost my mom and dad when I was a teenager.
Yeah. And
it's kind of hard for me to say what I may have or may not have learned.
Yeah. And even on your own, I mean, I've learned more on my own than I have anybody else sitting there teaching me. Yeah, so.
I've learned the most in my 40s. I really have.
Oh, yeah.
People who said, life doesn't really begin till you're 40, I thought that was a load of hooey until I turned and got into my 40s.
Oh, yeah.
I was amazed, and it's pretty cool.
I know. I didn't
Do
expect.
I still wish I was younger? Oh, hell yeah.
Do you still wish you had the rockin' body then? I'm sure.
Well, I started getting chunky when I was 18, so
Yeah.
I wish I could go back to the 15, 16-year-old me and punch me in the throat for thinking I was fat.
Stay away from the donut. Stay away from the junk food. Yeah, I look back on that, and I'm not shy to say I just last month I turned 50 just a few weeks ago, and I feel good. I mean, I feel my body's going, dude, but I feel really good, and it's when I turned, I didn't expect to see 30, let alone 20 years later.
I could not picture myself.
Yeah.
30s, 40s, I really couldn't.
Yeah.
Because and sometimes I still don't see myself that way. I sometimes just still see myself as young. Like I look at my brother and I don't see his, gray beard and gray hair. I still see the 16-year-old hellraiser that would beat the snot out of anybody that looked at his sister like they wanted to date her.
Oh, you. Ooh. Yeah, good thing I wasn't there at that time. God, man.
My brother's a wonderful guy, but he still forgets his sister is dang near 43 years old.
Yeah, just look at him and go, "Love you, but I'm an adult. Thank you."
Yeah. Oh, he knows. He just, after losing our parents, so close together, in succession when we were younger, he's very protective, and he's always going to be. And and also now I have my 20-year-old niece wanting to whoop some people. She'd still like to beat the snot out of my ex-husband. Oh, Darylyn, it's been 16 years.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it.
He's married to that piece of crap tramp, so believe me, karma got him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. In spades, in just mass amount of numbers. Yeah. We were looking back on pictures. I've got some sitting up here on my desk from 2002, 2003. I got some from 95 when my hair was really short and dark. and oh my God, when I think I was about 38, 37, 38 when my hair I almost overnight just turned gray and then went white. I don't know why. I really don't. But now it's really long and white. And I'm like, and if I grew my beard out, I look like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings.
What do you mean, if?
Would you stop? Yeah, see, that's why I need my hair colored. And hair, too, color. But yeah, it's amazing that we can look at ourselves and go, you know what? If I was,
Oh, yeah, we're never happy with who we are. Like I said, back when I was a teenager, I was probably 125, 130 pounds, and I thought that I was fat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, now I look like I ate the me from back then.
Oh, my God.
It's true, I do. I need to lose half of me.
Yeah. The good half. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I look back when we were up at my folks a few weeks back before my birthday or something like that. Anyway, and I looked at my dad and I'm going, he's 82, he's walking really slow. He had an accident. He basically fell, bumped his head, and he's walking really slow. But he's got the bowed legs and the calves and all. And I'm going, well, it's not rickets because you eat like a freaking horse, and you eat healthy. So I don't know what the hell it is, and neither does the doctor, But he's old. He's 82. I love my dad. He's 82.
Well, 82 is not that old nowadays.
No, I know 95-year-old men that are lifting weights and going out and jogging, and they look like they're 60, and I'm just like, holy crap.
Tomorrow's the 14th, right?
Yeah.
My grandmother's going to be 99 tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
So that's my mom's stepmom.
Yeah.
She was a good stepmom. My mom loved her.
We got a neighbor 2 doors down here that's 82, and he looks like he's 65.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, damn, I hope I look that good when I'm that old, you know.
You
But
will.
yeah, we just, I mean, we look at ourselves, we look in the mirror going, oh my God, another gray hair. Oh my God, a wrinkle. Oh, geez, you know, and some very vain women going, I wonder how much Botox would be, you know.
No, I don't want Botox. I don't have any wrinkles or lines.
No.
When I get them, I've earned them. And with how much I've smiled and laughed in my life, I'm betting I'm going to get like laugh lines right, you know, by my eyes and
yeah.
lines a little bit by my mouth. And those are going to be ones that I've earned.
Oh, yeah. I laugh all the time. I look at the absurdities of life and just go, ha! You know.
Well, you know I laugh all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I make you laugh.
Oh, yeah. I know. I don't know why. And that's the thing. It's like looking back on like reincarnation or looking back on your own life or looking back at your childhood or how much you know, crap you gave your parents or step parents or whatever. I look back on that and go, my God, I lived through that, and God, you know, and you realize just how, and being honest, you're stupid back then. You don't know
not me. I was
everything.
an angel child.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the halo was being held up by the horns, but that's okay.
I could just see my mom on the other side going, "You're what?"
You're my what?
Excuse me. Who was the girl that forged my signature on the thing because she didn't want to get in trouble?
Yeah.
And my dad's like, and who was the girl who threw up on the state cop?
Oh my God.
And who was the girl that got, you know, arrested, or, you know, not necessarily arrested, but, you know, got picked up and, you know, the charges dropped. I could just see my mom and dad on the other side going, okay.
It's like, dear,
I'm my Grandma Smith made over.
Oh yeah, your mom's like, dear, you won't get here if you keep lying. No, she's
Well, I was actually a pretty good child, though. I really didn't cause them too much trouble. And I got even better after my mom died, because the idea of hurting my dad or making my dad sad or cry was not going to happen. Because if I hurt my dad, it would hurt me more.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but
my dad was the most amazing man I've ever known.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we all look back on our lives and wonder, God, if I could have done something differently. You know, I've been asked many times, what would you do differently if you could live it over? I go, nothing, because I learned a great deal from everything I did. You know, and I'm not who I am today.
There's a few things I would do over, because if I may have hurt somebody, and, you know, I think you can learn lessons without having to hurt other people. I mean, I never hurt anybody purposely, but there are things that I do wish I would have done differently, health-wise, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Taking my care of myself better, you know, I wouldn't be in this physical condition that I'm in now. But I don't. I'd say, as far as my life goes, 98% of things I wouldn't change, because they've made me who I am. But there's a few things that I don't think that I needed to go through to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
Like staying with the abusive boyfriend as long as I did. I should have walked sooner.
Well, I think if there's anything that I learned, and I should have just, you know, stayed on that track, was the fact that my intuition is 100% correct at all times. And when it says don't do something, you don't do it. And I've got an ex-wife because I didn't listen to my intuitions. You know, so, but...
The second ex-wife, people, not
the second ex-wife. Yeah, I've been married twice.
Not the first one.
The first time I was really young and you know, thought, hey, this is cool, let's do it. And then a year later, we're going, what the hell did we just do?
How old were you when you got married the first time?
21.
That's how old I was, too. I was 21. 2
Yeah.
weeks shy of turning 22, and my ex-husband was 19.
Yeah, I was 21, and we got married. You would think it was doomed at the start. We were married on Friday the 13th. I remember that. In 1984.
Oh, geez, I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know, and sitting in the paralegal office with her a year later, you know, she's like, yeah, I want to do this, and I'm sitting there, and I myself personally am thinking to myself, I don't want to do this, I want to work this out, whatever. Something in me went, sign the papers, all you're going to do is hurt her. So I signed the papers, and, you know, hell, it was like, boom, done. And,
well, that's when you were on, you know, having your substance abuse issues. And
yeah, I was, and I asked her.
You loved her enough to let her go.
Yeah.
Which a lot of other people may not have done.
And I asked her later, like years later, I said, why did you want to get a divorce? She goes, you drank a lot. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. She goes, you're not mad? I go, no, you told me the truth. I mean, yeah, I had a problem back then.
That's actually, to me, I think, respectful that, you know, you loved her enough to not want to hurt her and to let her go because you knew it was what was right for her.
Yeah, and I hope
a lot of people wouldn't do. A lot of other people with substance issues wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and I hope both of them are doing well. I know my second ex is let's just say, I know she's going to get through what she's going through now. She's not only stubborn, she's very strong, you know, as far as that is concerned. But yeah, you know, I hope all the relationships I've had, my 2 wives and ex-wives and stuff like that, I hope they're all doing well. I don't have
I want my ex-husband to do well. I do. I don't want him to be sad or...
Yeah, I don't have any ill will against any of them at all.
Yeah, I don't have any against him. The skank he knocked up, yes, but not him. Well, she knew he was married and went after him anyway.
I can imagine you in your bedroom with a dartboard with her picture on it going, bitch, you skank.
He's just lucky I don't do spells.
Oh, you'd be going dislocated vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Gangrene.
Oh, man, you're cruel. Man. But I don't have any, you know, animosity against him. I don't hate anyone. I'm glad.
I don't hate her anymore. Yeah. I don't wish her dead any longer.
Yeah, I mean, I
used to. I'll be honest. But then when their son, the one who, you know, that he got her pregnant while he was married to me, the son, that's the reason I'm divorced, sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which was bizarre to me in its own, you know, and I accepted it, and I'm relieved to know he's my husband, ex-husband. I wasn't sure, but he looks just like him.
Yeah.
And, you know, the kid pokes me all the time, and it's just weird.
Yeah, getting poked by weird, odd, yeah. Yeah, I know some people...
The kid where my ex said he never cheated on me while we were together, yet if not, this kid was born when the bimbo was like 2 or 3 months pregnant, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But I know some people that would just like to reach through time and strangle their exes. I mean, I'm going, why? It's been how long?
No.
You know,
he loved me. He loved me, and he was the first guy that really, you know, I really loved after being with somebody who beat the crap out of me for years.
Diana said, yeah, I don't have to go through time. I'll just go over to his apartment and strangle him.
Yeah.
No, okay, here's the keys, dear.
That I married him. I really don't.
No, I've talked to some of my guy friends who've been, you know, raked through the coals through divorce court and stuff like that, and custody battles, and they're going, God, I just want to, and I'm like, yeah, but look what you got out of all this, okay? Mm-hmm. You went through all the hell to do this. You got joint custody of your kids. What's the best thing out of that whole relationship that you got? And you go, oh, my kids. I said, there you go. Then forget the rest.
Yeah, like my friend Justin, you know, she destroyed his relationship with his kid.
Yeah, and that's wrong. Karma's going to bite her in the ass.
Yeah, well, the kid's an obnoxious snot anyway. So.
There you go. Once bitten, you know, hey. You know. But,
no,
yeah.
I hope my ex-husband's happy. I do.
Yeah.
He doesn't look happy in any of the pictures that I've seen of him. He looks miserable, and I don't want that. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, even knowing how it ended, I'd still, if I went back in time, I would still marry him again because I was so happy for so long. And I learned so much.
Yeah.
And I don't regret it. There's that Garth Brooks song, The Dance. I could have missed the pain, but then I'd have had to miss the dance.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wouldn't miss that dance for anything because I was so happy for so long. So I'm grateful to him for that.
Everything I've gone through, every relationship that I've had, short-term or, you know, long-term, whatever it's been, has been an educational situation for me because it helped me as an individual grow. I'm a work in progress. I think we all are in certain conditions. And we look at our past and we go, wow, if I could have, well, you didn't. So therefore live today, not yesterday. Live right now. Now is right now. Don't, you know, and sometimes I do look at my past, but I only look at it and go, wow, I came from there to here. Holy crap. You know, that's an amazing feat, you know, just to get from my teenage drug date, you know, hazed years and all that to right now, being 24 years clean and sober. And it's like, that's a feat in itself. It's like, damn, I can climb Mount Everest twice with what I've done, but damn, well, I'm exaggerating at that point. But it's just, we cannot change who we were, but we can look at the circumstances and go, what happened then that taught me valuable lessons that I know now, that I can live with my life right now. And that's important, I think anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't regret any of it, being 43, going out with an 18-year-old. Because that taught me something. It taught me two things. It taught me, number one, that you were creepy. That was just stupid, and that gave me...
Because you end up losing a job because of it and everything.
Yeah, and that gave me the opportunity to look at myself and go, now I understand when somebody, because, you see it in the paper all the time, young people, old teachers, having sex with their students. I understand why now. Back then it was, creepy. Now I look at it and go, damn, I was, and this is a coworker, and I look at that and I go, now I understand it. And now, you got to close that door and say, now I know not to go in that room. Now I know why not to go in that room. That's not a good room. Stay away, or the drugs and the drinking and overdosing and partying and Jack Daniel's bottles and whatever, and cocaine, and just looking at all that, I look at myself now and go, and look at all the young people going, oh, I'm going to go party this weekend. Really? Seriously? Trust me. You don't want to do that, or talking about the paranormal and all that. Having drunk people or buzzed people use a Ouija board. Not a good thing, okay?
I've done that. I'm not saying it was the smartest move that I've ever done, but I've done that back when I was, living on my own for the first time. Yeah, and I learned my lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
Do not do that. It is ridiculous and stupid.
Stupid. Okay, seriously. But yeah, all of the garbage that I went through, put my parents through, and my parents were doing this. And I love my parents. Thank you. I love them to death. But I just, they should not have put up with it. But they did what they did because they came from a totally different generation.
Parents are not perfect, though. My brother and I have talked about it, and as much as we love our parents, we knew that they weren't perfect and that they made some mistakes. We both wish that they would have pushed us harder in school, made us study, made us do our homework.
Mm-hmm.
But they had grown up, so strict that I think they're both just trying to make our childhood so happy.
Yeah.
So I do wish they would have pushed me harder in school because I'm smarter than I give myself credit for.
Yeah, I think we all.
I didn't try. I was so bored in school, and I didn't try.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was, imagine a 14-year-old kid who can do, 12th grade English and 12th grade math and college level English.
Yeah, well, you're talking to her. Well, not the math, but the English.
Yeah, I was just freaking bored out of my skull. My counselor asked me a couple of times, what? How come you're not passing your classes? Because I'm bored. You don't have anything else for me to learn. So they stuck me in remedial reading, which is, for those who know, is bonehead English. And I just pass that. I just want to get my grade and get out of here. I'm bored. And I think there was a lot of reasons behind that too. And yeah, I wish my parents would have said, look, I'm coming to the school and taking your homework with us. Okay. I wish they would have done that, but they didn't. And yeah, they make mistakes, of course, but they're not perfect. Parents don't walk on water.
I'm not blaming them. They did what they thought was right for Mike and I.
Yeah. Yeah,
parents, and I have no regrets, and I am so lucky that I was their child.
Yeah, parents don't walk on water. They're not perfect, But my dad literally said, "You know what? We should have disciplined you more." I went, "Yeah, Dad, you should have." And he looked at me like, "What? What?" Had that look on his face, and I'm like, "Yeah, you should have." And he goes, "Wow."
Well, yeah, but like we both keep saying, parents are not perfect.
Yeah, exactly. But my parents, my mom was 32 when I was born, so they came from a totally different era. It was like you had to be home, you had to do your homework, you had to do your chores, you had boom, 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 you had a routine. Well, with us, there was no routine. There was nothing. You come home, you go do what you need to go to your room, do whatever, play, go outside. Parents did it all. It was, and again, I think it had something to do with the fact that they want us to be happy. They wanted us to play and enjoy life and not be so
and enjoy
restricted.
things that they maybe didn't get to enjoy when they were younger.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I started showing interest in music and theatrics and all of that, they totally shut me down quick. They just, no, I mean, even when I was, doing community theater in Stockton at Stockton Civic Theater and a couple of church plays that I was in, I gave them tickets. I said, here's some comp tickets, come see my show. Brother, sister-in-law, mom, dad never came. And they made up excuses. There was no reason why they couldn't come. They could have just said the date was there. Set it aside and go. They went with their friends to different functions. Why not come? None of them. None of them.
Yeah,
and when I started,
wrong.
I started playing
all
music.
My school plays, my mom was at all of them because I was so into that. And even ones that weren't huge productions, my mom was always there.
Oh, yeah.
You do that. You support, these parents who, there's a family known in my area who are now big supporters of gay rights. And you looking at them, you wouldn't think they would be. I know their family. But because their son is gay, they do it. They may not, they don't agree with his lifestyle.
Yeah.
But they support their son.
Yeah. And when I
support your children and what is important to them.
Yeah, and when I got into music, started writing songs, started playing, started doing all that, and I sang a couple of my own songs, the ones I wrote for my dad, and he heard it and he goes, "Well, what are you going to do with it?" And I go, "I'll do something with it." And I do, a radio host at one of the Christian stations in Stockton. On his show, he says, "Hey, he came to me and a friend of ours, and he said, I need a theme. You guys want to write it?" Yeah, sure. So we wrote a theme for his show. Yeah, so I have music out there. It's in the archive of the radio station, I guess. But because he's no longer there, he had a show for like 5 years, and it was on there, and it was great, and I loved it. And I heard the show, and I heard the theme. I wrote that. I said, that's my music. That's my guitar, and it's really cool. But now if I was driving truck or went to school for taking, classes for radiology or something like that, oh yeah, they'd bend over backwards, do whatever. And they're doing that now as best they can. But if I was doing that, it would be a whole different ballgame. My brother would, say, "Hey, come on up, we'll do this, whatever." No. But if I'm, doing what I'm doing, what I love to do, which is entertain, no, it's screw it.
They don't consider that a real career or a real job.
No, and they don't. And I told my brother, I said, when I open my theater, I'm going to be making anywhere between, and I told him how much, and he's like, "Seriously?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Hell, I'm in the wrong business." I go, "Well, yeah."
You don't know for sure how much you're going to make.
No, and that's
people have to want to come see it.
Yeah, again, that's speculation, of course, and the economy and location and all that kind of stuff is involved with that. But it's I know what works. I know what makes me happy. Like I did a lot of rough art, a lot of pencil art, a lot of stuff. Drawing, and I didn't do it every day. But now I'm, hell, I got like 14 paintings already I did. So and thanks to Diana, yes, okay. But yeah, and it's just great, to be able to do what I love to do. I'm not making any money at it. It's a labor of love, but I just, like
As
here.
I say, you go to Cafe Press. That's what I keep telling you.
Oh yeah, I got an account over there, and like this show, I mean, I would like to get advertisers for the show, and it's all listener supported. So whatever people can do, you got a buck in your pocket, hey, that'll work.
There's a adult education school here, and they're actually offering a course on getting into doing voiceover work.
Oh wow.
So if I had a way to get there, I would go take it.
Wow. Tell your brother. Well, tell somebody. Oh, man. That would be cool.
I thought so.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I just, parents need to understand, and I've seen parents, single parents, single moms, do what they bend over backwards for their kids because obviously being single and a parent, yeah, you got to do that, no choice. But I've seen couples with their kids, and their kids are just like, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to learn anything if they don't go off and trip up and fall down. They're not going to learn, anything.
Yeah, but I can understand them trying to protect them.
Exactly, yeah, and that's all part of it. I mean, my mom did that too. The first word I learned was no. No. I said, what? No, what? I can't.
I think my mom and dad really had to pull back to make sure they didn't do that with me being with my physical optical disability.
Yeah.
I think they had to try really hard to not do that with me.
Yeah. It's I mean, I look at parents and I listen to them how we're out walking around a mall or in Walmart or something. And it's like, I hear them talk to their kids, and I see some parents going, oh, come here, dear, I love you, come here, and that's fine, because the kids are really cool. They're not being animals in the store, that's okay. But then I see others who are like 6, 7 years old running around the store being total idiots, and the parents are off doing something, and then you hear them from across the store, get over here! Ah! It's like, well, keep your damn kids on a leash, and maybe they won't get far from you, and
well,
so...
like I said, it's the kids that live here in my complex.
Yeah. It's too bad we can't go hunting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Take a little tranquilizer gun maybe or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, kids are cool, but when the parents literally are, when there's rules and boundaries, kids are always going to try to break them.
Oh, that's what they do. It's their job.
That's a given. It's their job. It's like, it's your job to be a parent and tell them no continually and make them not do it, And if they get out of hand, then you take stuff away. I've seen parents do that. Take stuff away, and the kids are like, Mom, I can't do anything. What am I going to do?
My mom did that. My mom cleaned pretty much everything out of my bedroom except for my bed and my dresser with my underwear and socks in it. Yeah. No toys, no records, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I deserved it.
And I heard kids go, Mom, what am I going to do? Go outside and play with the dog. Oh, I don't want to do that. It's boring. Well, sit down and shut up.
No, my mom would turn off the TV and tell me to go out and play.
Yeah.
Sometimes her just telling me to was enough because, when I was younger, I loved to hula hoop and, pogo stick and jump.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Where'd you go?
Baskets. I'm still here.
Oh, yeah, I heard some I heard that. So, okay. Yeah.
No, I would love the pogo stick and everything else. Now I wouldn't do it because I'm a chicken and I don't want to break my hip. But
you're not that old.
No, but if anybody could break their hip just walking down the street, it would be me.
Oh God, yeah, it's amazing. I mean, kids are kids. Their job is to be a kid.
Okay.
But it's also the parent's responsibility to be the parent, not, allow the kids to be a total animal running around a house or the store or anybody else's house. You gotta rein them in, Don't know how, there's no instruction book telling a parent how to do it,
Yeah.
It's my second ex, Leah, she used to tell the kids, kids, that's not fair. And she'd go, well, life isn't fair. Get over it, And I remember thinking to myself, show me the book that says life is fair. It's like, show me chapter and verse, will you? Because I don't see this, okay? It's when you give a kid an activity, when you give your child, could be a teenager, could be preteen, if you give them an activity and you find what they're interested in and they excel in that area, and you see that they're excelling in that area, go with them.
Yeah,
just go
my
with
mom did that. She encouraged...
Whoop, you went again. Yep, I still... I hear dead air or static, so...
You can't hear me?
There you are.
I haven't done anything. I'm still sitting in the same position.
Weird. Okay. Weird. I'll listen to this back and hear an EVP or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it's just... You have to find what interests the kid. And I told Leah, my second ex-wife, I told her, I said, schools need to find that. And schools need to cater to the child's interest, not the other way around. You tell the kid this is what you're going to do. You give them the basics. Give them reading, all that. You give them all the basics.
Well, they do. That's where they give the electives. You have to have a certain amount of credits, but then the kids are very free to choose what they want to learn.
Oh, yeah. I took a bunch of English classes, man. I took creative writing. I took English lit. words out, and yeah, grammar's bad. I'm my own worst critic, but it's just, and that's where I began to write. I began to write in high school. I wrote stories and stuff like that, and it's just, I began to find that was my happy place of writing a story, becoming another character. Matter of fact, segueing into this, I just finished, oh crap, now I gotta find it. There are, whoops, I got stuff flying all over off of my computer here. I've got 2 short